मैं बहुत अच्छी क्लास टीचर मिली हमें।
Okay. Welcome to O Levels 1. And we do hope that together we'll be learning and enhancing ourselves. And I do hope आप लोगों के, that your Ramadan is going smoothly. Also, this is the final ashra. Pray for yourselves and for the country and for the betterment of all mankind. ठीक है? अच्छा. Um, we since we are resuming the same book that we were already doing, um, I think we should begin with our lessons. ठीक है ना? What I will do, an extra thing that I will do today is I will send the responses to your tests back to you so that you can have a look at what mistakes you committed when you were attempting the paper. Okay? I'd request you guys to kindly switch on your cams. Other than Hisham, there's no cam switched on. It becomes a bit weird talking to blank screens. Okay? If you guys can kindly switch on your cameras. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल कैमरा स्विच ऑन करें एंड देन जस्ट स्विच इट ऑफ. मैम को क्या जरूरत है हमें देखने की? मैम खुद ही एज्यूम कर
मैंने
लेंगी
लाइट
अपने
चली
दिमाग
ज्यादा।
में. All right. Um, so you will receive your papers back today, so that you will have a look at what where you can improve. The paper was not difficult at all. The two poems were super easy, and if you had noticed, the paper was divided into three chunks: comprehension questions, vocabulary, and grammar. The grammar was not difficult either. It was simply the kinds of sentences. It was simply participle, subject, verb, agreement. मेरे ख्याल यही तीन चीजें थी, है ना?
जी।
There was one more.
वर्ड मीनिंग।
Well, that's vocabulary now. That's all vocabulary. But in either case, even the words, I had to think of options to confuse you, because I can't. There weren't any difficult words that I could think of. It was not supposed to be a very
जान
difficult
मार्क्स।
paper. It was just that you had to use your upper portion, and that was it. Had you studied the text at least once before the paper, honestly, mujhe bataएं, did you guys read the text before you attempted the paper? Raise your hand.
10 दफा।
Did you?
10 दफा पढ़ा था मैंने।
Acha. Hisham, what about you? Did you read the text?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then why the mistakes? Why the mistakes I failed to understand? Okay. Okay. For today, where is the chat? I hope you have your Oxford Progressive English Book 8 right next to you. We are doing page number 175. Our topic is the kind of text we are about to do is a play script, and it is titled Paper Tigers. Oh, wait. Paper. Ah. ठीक हो गया? I haven't prepared any slides for it because I couldn't find the text anywhere. I couldn't find the text anywhere. So I was unable to prepare the slides, and that's about it. Okay. From the title, what do you think the text would be about? Can I have people raising their hands? I do not want you to read the text. Just think of what paper tigers could mean. What idea comes to your mind? Abdul Sabur. Abdul Sabur, I'd like you to answer, pour in your um, feedback. Abdul Sabur. You joined the class and then you slept or went away someplace? Okay. Yes, Sabur, what do you think paper tigers mean? Okay, Ali.
Something about origami.
Sorry?
Origami.
Could be very good. That they are tigers made out of origami. Do you know what origami is? Anyone?
जी
Yes, Ram.
मैम वो आर्ट होता है बस.
What kind of art?
Paper fold.
Famous.
Very good. You fold the paper. It's the art of paper folding. Okay? And while folding, remember I made that paper cup in the class one day.
नहीं.
That's basic origami. Okay, that's the first lesson in origami. Tiko Gyana. What else, Hisham? What do you think paper tiger means? Hisham. Yes, Hisham. What do you think paper tiger means? Hisham, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what can you give me your opinion on what paper tigers mean? What does the title suggest to you? What do you understand out of it? I need your feedback. I need your feedback. इस तरह से class थोड़ी चल सकती है हमारी. Amira, I am going to ask you the same question again, Hisham. ठीक है? So think of an answer. Amira. Okay. Can I have that in English? Yes, Amira? Well, that will not do, children. After such a terrible result, I want feedback from you guys. ठीक है? इस तरह से खाली classroom में सिर्फ एक तरफ से मैं बोलती जाऊं तो फिर learning नहीं होती. ठीक है? This won't do. I want your response. Simple statement. What does paper tiger means? And other than Ali Farooq, nobody poured in any. And Rafe told us what origami was. Very, very poor show. Remember, this is a different kind of writing time. Previously, we have done poetry. Previously, we have done newsletters and fictional and non-fictional texts. But we haven't read any play as yet. Okay, so this is the first time you are reading a play text, okay, a play script. Why or for what purpose a play script is written? Can anyone tell me?
For the fans to watch.
For what?
For the viewers to watch.
For the viewers to watch. Who is going to, what are they going to watch?
Paper tiger.
No. But play script is, you just said that play script is written for people to watch. Who are the people going to watch?
Actors performing the play. on
Very
stage.
good. And where would they be performing it? On television?
Studio,
It could be.
theater,
They could either be performing on in a theater, on a theatrical stage, or they could be performing on a set for a broadcast on the television. Okay? Plays are normally staged on a theatrical stage. Can anybody name a very famous playwright from the English literature?
Friends,
Hamlet.
Friends is a sitcom.
Hamlet.
where is the play?
Hamlet was written by whom?
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. So Shakespeare is the best or the most famous playwright of all times. And he is the one who introduced playwriting into the mainstream literature. Before that, although plays were written, but the way he basically rejuvenated the art of playwriting and gave so many different new techniques. He introduced a lot of techniques in writing a play. All right. Today's text, I'd like you to read into the book, page number 175. On page number 175 and 176, we first have an introduction to the text. Okay? I'd like you guys to read into the book. Hisham, I'd like you to read the first paragraph. This one, please. This one. Okay, you have to read with me, right? I want everyone to kindly pay attention.
The following play script, Paper Tigers, is set in an English city, perhaps Birmingham, in the Midlands. Calf, whose real name is Catherine, DJ, Shemi, Sharon, Kawasaki, Joy, Roja,
Bazar.
Bazar, and Tea Leaf are a group of young teenagers who work for Mr. Ali, delivering newspapers before school. A new boy called Gareth has come to live in the area and asks Mr. Ali for a job to join the newspaper delivers before school. Gareth is from a farm in Wales, and with his Welsh name and Welsh accent, he is very different from the established group of city paper tigers who are unfriendly, taunting, and suspicious.
Thank you very much. Now, wait. Now, the thing is, the United Kingdom is divided into 12 different regions for basically, it is United Kingdom, okay? There are so many kingdoms united together, and the Queen of England, she rules all of them. Now, the thing is, what I will do is, sorry, there are 9 regions, not 12, but 9. What I will do is on Google Classroom, I will post a little map showing the different positions of these different, regions. Now, Midlands is further divided into 2 different, regions. You have the East Midlands and you have the West Midlands. Birmingham is in the West Midland, and it is the second largest metropolitan city of the UK. Whereas on the East Midland side, you have different other regions. The different other cities. Wales, on the other hand, it is towards the bottom, and Welsh is a language spoken in Wales, which is absolutely different from the regular English, okay? They have their own, Welsh is, although it looks similar to English, but they have their own vocabulary, which is not understood by the mainstream England, okay? And so most of the time, people from the Midlands, they tend to make fun of the Welsh people. Similarly, Irish is different from English, although Irish is also English, but the way Irish is spoken, the sort of vocabulary Irish has is different from English. So Irish people are also made fun of by the mainland England, mainland UK. Now, over here, we get to know the setting, oh, sorry, the characters. First of all, the setting is that the play is being conducted, situation is in England, probably Birmingham, which is, the land where initially people from different countries came and they settled once UK opened up its borders for people back in 1950s and 60s. Now we have different characters who are all teenagers: Kath, DJ, Shami, Sharon, Kawasaki, Joey, Roj A, Bazar, and Tea Leaf. A total of how many people? A total of how many people?
Eight.
8. Very good. There are a group of 8 teenage boys and girls who are working for Mr. Ali. Now, who do you think Mr. Ali could be? Can you guess his nationality?
Director.
Pakistan.
Very good. He is from Pakistan. If you have read the next line, that is. Now, the thing is, these children, they're working for Mr. Ali, who makes them deliver newspaper before they go to school. Now, the thing is, the trend in England is that children, they earn their pocket money by working for smaller shifts sometime during the day, so that they can earn their own pocket money and they do not become dependent on their parents anymore. To sort things out themselves, they will earn a tiny amount of money for themselves, and they will look for such jobs, and it is not considered wrong in or a taboo in their society. Instead, it's considered healthy. Children learn to interact with strange people. They learn to interact and cope up with difficult situations, all sorts of situations, okay? And they learn to become experienced before they achieve a degree or a certificate of learning, okay? Now, a new boy named Gareth has joined the group of newspaper deliverers, and this boy is from Wales, where Welsh is spoken, and because he has a different accent, what's happening? The other members of the newspaper, the other members working for Mr. Ali, they are making fun of Gareth. They're taunting, they're very unfriendly, and at times they are suspicious of him. I have a very good example for you guys to think of, but I will not use it right now. I'll use it sometime later. Now, Abdul Rafi, I'd like you to read the bit that is highlighted in purple. Can you guys please switch on your cameras? Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, ये purple वाला.
Sorry, page 175.
Ma'am, ये purple paragraph.
Wales, yeah, the one that begins with Wales. And kindly please speak in English.
Wales is a part of the UK which is felt both by those who live there and by those who do not to be almost another country. Wales has its own language which is taught in Welsh schools and spoken widely in some parts of Wales. Most British people do not know any Welsh apart from a word or two. Yaki Da means cheers in Welsh, but the youngsters in the play use Yaki Da as a name for Gareth just because it is the only bit of Welsh they know without knowing what it means. When they first use it, they intend it as something as an insult. Insult. They also make fun of
Insult.
accent when DJ calls him Gareth.
Okay, when they first use it, they intend it as something of an insult. They also make fun of Gareth's Welsh accent when DJ calls him Gareth. Okay, now what happens if, let's suppose, there is a child from KPK in our class? What will we do? How will we react?
Rasha, Rasha.
Rasha, Rasha, because that's the only bit of vocabulary that I know of when it comes to Pashto. Okay? Or if you are like me, you are only going to copy the accent and speak Urdu, but with the Pashto accent. Isn't it so?
Yep.
There could be two reasons why you're doing that. Either you are intimidating, that is, either you are being rude to the person, or you're trying to be extra funny and be friends with the person. Okay? Maybe on your end, you're trying to be funny and befriend, but the other person, the one who is a Pathan basically, he might feel insulted. Isn't it so? Normally, we do not notice our behaviors. We do not notice the choice of words that we use, but we need to, this story is going to help you understand and will give you points to improve your character education. Okay? The reason is, this is what most of the children around the world are like. It's not you, it's not me, it's everyone. Most of us, we behave in the same way these children will behave in the play, and that is going to help us reflect upon our behaviors. Okay? Now, as I told earlier, Wales is, although a part of the UK, but the language Welsh spoken over there is not something everyone, 99% of the mainland UK understands. Welsh is completely different, although the words are similar to English, but the meanings are different, and it is taught in Welsh schools. These children who are the 8 boys and girls who are already working for Mr. Ali, the only word they know is yakida, which originally means cheers. But these boys and girls, they use the word yakida for every, like, as an insult earlier on. And they even call Gareth as yakida. ठीक है? जैसे अगर मुझे किसी के बारे में पता हो कि जी अच्छा, for example, Rafe. Oh, yes, you guys used to make fun of Rafe by calling him Lahori, Lahori, Lahori all the time. Remember last year?
Lahori.
Anna? So that really upsetted him, isn't it? So imagine a child, while we read, remember to imagine the scenario. I will give you another example. Shahkar Kazi joined us last year.
Hey.
And you guys should look into your own behavior, how you guys behaved with him. Okay?
We don't even talk to him.
Yeah, we don't even remember. Doesn't matter. If you can remember to quote.
Who's Shakar?
Who's Shakar? Yes.
Gee.
All right. Now, if you can just recall what used to happen in the class and just think of the situation he had to go through, keeping that scenario in mind, we will read today's text. Okay? Now, I'll read further. Mr. Ali has lived in Britain for many years. He came from Pakistan and has suffered prejudice and abuse from people. Prejudice is when people behave a little differently from the normal with you. especially on the ruder side. Okay? Prejudice is basically when you have already conceived an idea about someone or something, and then you interact with that person or thing. ठीक है? जैसे for example, मैं अपने दिमाग में I'll already make an idea कि अच्छा O1 के students they are, you know, they're not nice, they're rude, and they do not study, they are all things evil. ठीक है? And I am teaching you for the very first time. ठीक है? लेकिन मैं अपने दिमाग में ये ideas रख के आपको जब पढ़ाऊंगी, तो do you think I'm going to be nice with you?
Nope.
Absolutely no. Then I need at least 4 to 5 minutes. ठीक है? Then I can talk to you. ठीक है? This is called prejudice. To already form an opinion about someone or something and then interacting with it. Okay? Obviously, this is going to be a biased interaction. Clear? So, Mr. Ali has come from Pakistan, and when he came to England, when he came to the UK, he had to face a lot of prejudice and abuse from people. He knows what it is like to be an outsider. What is another word for outsider that you can use?
Foreigner.
Foreigner.
Tourist.
There's a word which begins with the letter A.
Tourist.
Have you heard the word alien?
Yes.
An alien is someone from the outside who has come to live with you. Live with you, not tour the region. Okay? So another word for outsider could be foreigner and alien. Good job. When Gareth asks for a job, Mr. Ali tells him about an incident in the past when the paper tigers convinced themselves that Mr. Ali was dealing in drugs, and they called the police. Okay? Now, we will have to figure out, did we read earlier on who paper tigers are?
Yes.
Basically, those group of 8 children distributing newspapers, they have titled their group as paper tigers. Tigers who distribute paper, newspaper. Get it? Now, initially, these 8 children, they thought that under cover of working or of distributing newspaper, Mr. Ali is distributing or is dealing in drugs. And so one day, these children, they called the police upon him. The play script below begins this past incident when the police are examining the drugs. Why is drugs in inverted commas? Can anybody tell me?
Shows the lies.
Those were lies. Very good. Now, paper tigers has more than one meaning in this text. The teenagers who deliver the newspaper. Now, this is why I asked you to tell me what paper tigers means in the beginning. Okay? Let's have a look. Paper tigers has more than one meaning in this text. The teenagers who deliver the newspapers for Mr. Ali are tough city kids who earn the name tigers for being fierce. What is the quality of a tiger? Tiger is sharp. He is agile. Agile means quick. And he is vicious. That is, he attacks his prey very viciously in a very unforgiving way, and then he rips his prey apart. ठीक है? ये quality है tigers की, ठीक है ना? And so these children, these 8 children, they are equally fierce, angry, full of anger. They are ruthless. They do not have any heart for anybody. Who earned the name tigers for being fierce and wild in their behavior. So you have to keep this in mind. These 8 children, they are rude as a teenager can be. Mr. Ali makes a joke out of the name and calls them paper tigers. Okay? So paper tigers is a joke from Mr. Ali's side because they deliver newspaper. These are the fierce, ruthless children who are delivering newspapers, which is a very soothing, calming, patient job, not a job of a tiger. Instead of catching prey, they are delivering newspapers. So he calls them paper tigers, but it is his inside joke. We have gone through the introduction of the text. Your job is to read the play script. And while reading the play script, I want you to notice how people, how children, how different, number one, understand what is going on in the text, what is happening in the situation. Okay? Number two, I want you to notice how people are behaving differently in different situations. Okay? Keeping in mind, if you guys can come to page 181. Page 181. I am now going to end the session, okay? Can you see this? Speaking and listening. Reading and performing the play script. I'd like you to read this chunk, and because this chunk basically gives you the prompt for how you should read the text to understand it. Okay? Basically, you have to notice first time, at least you have to give 3 readings to the text, okay? And you have to understand the text, you have to give at least 3 readings, because the questions are, for the text are based on your understanding. The more you're going to read and comprehend the text from the point of view of the tone used by different characters, the better you will be able to attempt the question answers. Okay? Remember again, this is a character educational text. Although it is a play script, but it enhances your character. Okay? It educates your character, based on which we are going to improve ourselves, improve our personality traits, and later on we are going to have a writing session as well. Okay? Your task is to read the text at least 3 times. First time, try to understand what is going on, what the main theme is, what the story is. The next 2 times, you have to figure out the tone that different characters use with each other, the way they are speaking to each other. Okay? Whether they are being rude, whether they're being polite, whether they are considering the feelings of the other character or not. Okay? Keeping that in mind, I'd like you to give the text at least 3 reads. That will be all for the day. Okay? Thank you very much, dear children.